Hello, everyone. I don't like a dull house. Please unmute yourself and at least say hi. Good evening, everyone. Don't just wave. Use your mouth to say hi. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I want the newbies, oh. I don't want the old faces. I know you all, oh. Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Bisola Miriam, and I'm a graduate student in the Communication Studies program. My research interest is how to communicatively reduce social stigma, for short. I happen to also lead a non-profit back home in Nigeria called the Left-Handers International Organization. I'm an online entrepreneur. I do a lot of things, but hey, this is not about me, right? I'm here to talk about finance. And so I count this a rare privilege and an honor that I do not take for granted. And so with the permission of the president and all the board members, I will be sharing my screen. Can I go ahead? All right, thank you. Just stay with me. Okay, I've got so much happening on my screen. So now let me start with a question, and the question is confession time. Oh, how many of you came here for the money or because you just love research? Who came to grad school or to the US because you just love to study? Like, I need to know. If you just came just because of the love of books, oh yeah, let me see your hands up. I did not just come because I wanted to study. And whether you say it or whether you're shy, many of us came because of several reasons, right? Primarily opportunity. And behind opportunity is what? The possibility for making money, for having wealth, for, getting access to resources and of course empowerment financially. And so whether we came because we love book or we came because of the other agenda, we all came for a reason. And I would say that bottom line, we all came for the money, right? And so today I'll be talking to you all about some money myths and realities. The lies we have been told and the 3 proven methods for financial independence as an international student abroad. Now, I would say that when we came to start, when we were all working on our applications, if not all of us, maybe some of us, I personally, let me talk about me. I was told that, a friend of mine said to me that the assistantship is about $1,500. And in my mind, I was like, oh, more ego money. Like, I felt that I was going to have big money, right? But when I got here, when I started doing my calculation, I realized that the 1,005, for God's sake, is nothing. And so the reality we all, or most of us, end up meeting on ground is that the money is never enough. And so when people tell you to plan your budget, I'm here to tell you that you should not plan your budget. And I will explain to you why. So people will tell you spend less, save more, right? I would mention 2 and 3 at the same time. And I would say that the idea is not even to spend less, because even when you plan your budget, you try to be meager, the system will take money from you directly or indirectly. I'm not here to even debate that. And so there is this need to still work with a very, lean budget, and you see that the money is not even enough. And so what do? So like I said, I'm not here to tell you buy your rent is maybe $300, power bill is $50 or $40. Oh, don't turn on your AC when the weather is hot, reduce when the weather is cold. All of those things people will share with you. Even when you are there to these things, the truth of the matter is that does not necessarily reduce your expenses significantly. And so people back home are waiting on you, or most of them are leaning on you, and so they want you to send money. Some people want you to be responsible to them or to support them. And some people also want you to what? Be that Santa daddy or Santa mommy. And so with all of these responsibilities coming here and there, The idea is, what do you do in order to at least stay above, stay above the financial pressure as a student studying or living abroad. And so here today, I'm going to be talking to you about three things that I do, and I must say that has worked for me, and I would want to recommend that everyone listening to me here today should do. So I call that the abundance principle. For those who check my timeline or my status, I always shout abundance is here, and that is something that I've come to believe. And so specifically, I would say that there are three things I would encourage everyone, I would encourage each and every person should work on. The first thing is invest in self. So as a student here, you have access to resources, right? You can enroll for a program online, you can sign up for one course. I'm not talking about your research related courses now, or anything that would develop you research wise. You're already here to develop those skills. So I'm talking about developing skills that would make you money, developing skills that will help you build relationships with people, developing skills that will open doors onto you. I'm not going to recommend anything. I'm just going to be talking based on what has worked for me, right? And so investing in self could mean that, oh, maybe you already have an idea about coding. How about you develop that coding skill and be useful, not just as a student here, while you're studying and doing the TA and all those other responsibilities. Hey, there's a huge market online and offline that investment in self can help you, can yield returns for you. Maybe you already know about book publishing before you came here, or you have a background in English and literary studies, or you used to be an editor back home. Perfect that skill. Perfect that skill and look for a market where that skill can be useful. Now, I'm not going to talk so much before I spend so much time explaining investing in self. The second point is invest in relationships. Invest in relationships. You are not just here for just for research or just to work with one professor. There's a huge community around you, and that community does not begin and end in Tuscaloosa. That community actually starts in this small city. There's a huge, a big space within within the state alone, within this region alone, how much more the whole of America or North America as it were. So what am I saying specifically? Invest in relationships. The truth of the matter is, many of us got these opportunities because of relationship. Yes or no? You reached out to someone who has been admitted, or someone who knows somebody who is in school. Can I get a witness? Yes or no? I don't want chat, I want voice. Is there anyone who agrees? So investing in relationship usually would give you what your own money might not necessarily give you. And I'm going to give you two examples. So relationship got me my bed. Relationship got me my TV. Relationship got me so many things that I have in my apartment. Now, if I had money, I would have actually spent money to acquire those things. Yes or no? Yes or no? And so, yes or no? Am I talking to myself? Okay, so now it's only president that is talking. President, don't talk. Yes or no? So, okay, that person is saying yes, so are you there vex? So basically, what I'm saying is relationship can give you what your money cannot give you. And sometimes you don't even have enough. You can't have enough here, and that's the truth. And so investing in relationship, like Mr. Emmanuel said, if you have people who have rights, and if you build relationship with them, you can save close to $100 or 100 US dollars in a month, right? That 100 US dollars that you will spend on taking right from point A to point B or point C or D, you have actually saved it, right? Because you have invested in relationship, and somehow you're saving money. And like I said, when you save money, you can actually then invest in you and invest in the things that will bring in more money. Lastly, this is like an extension of the first point on investing in self. Provide a service. Provide a service. Now, there's a question I'd like to ask everybody. Whether you choose to then answer right now or you choose to ponder on it, it's up to you. But this is the question. What are you worth outside of your assistantship? If this assistantship is taken away from you, what are you worth? Think about it. I mean, when this opportunity no longer exists, like what exactly are you worth? I'm not talking about money in bank, because you're saving one major health crisis, God forbid, can take your entire savings. But when you don't have money in the bank, what exactly are you worth? When this assistantship is taken away from you, what exactly are you worth? Your intellectual property or intellectual resources or intellectual investment, whatever it is you want to call it, is something that you can leverage on any day, anytime. Relationships, or whether good or bad, some people will betray you, that's okay, but there will definitely be people who will be there to be useful and they'll be able to help you and see you through, the next phase or whatever phase of your life. Providing a service simply means identify a need and meet it. Identify a need and meet it. Many of us, before we came here, we had skills back home. Maybe some people learned how to sew, some people had, they were teaching language, they were taking people through, language classes. Some people had coaching centers. But when this study abroad opportunity came, boom, bye bye to my struggles. Like, people would just say, okay, all my hustle, let me just drop it. People dropped them at the port of entry and felt, oh, now I've entered the state, and so everything would change. Nothing really changes. We are just elevated, wealthy people in numbers, but in reality, we don't have that money there. But how do we, overcome this limitation? These are the three proven methods that has worked, that is working, and that I believe will continuously work for those who decide to really leverage on them. Now, before I go, I'd like to show you something here. I don't know if you can see my board. I wrote something here. On the average, you earn about $1,500. Let's say you work 8 hours daily, and definitely we all work more than 8 hours in a day. And so let's assume that for the whole of 1 month, you work for 21 days. 8 hours times 21 days will give you 168 hours. And so $1,500 divided by 168 gives $8.9. That's about $9, right? So it means that on the average per hour, most of us earn $9. Like, seriously? Whereas when you provide a service that you don't have to be physically present to take care of, you can actually make more than that. And also, of course, I don't need to start talking about, it's like I'm going back. I just want you to ponder on what I just shared here, especially on this screen, and begin to ask yourself, what exactly am I doing here? And remember that relationship will do what money will not do for you. And lastly, thank you. Akpe, Jisike, Esheon, Dankishon. Which one have I not said? Gracias. Thank you so much all for listening, and that will be all. So I have a free gift here for anyone who is willing to download this free resource. I remember sharing this information with the leadership of the ASA, and here you will find like done for you guide detailing some of the things that other speakers have talked about. How do you get on Tuscaloosa trolley? If you lose an item, where do you find it? If, for instance, you end up finding yourself in a situation whereby your stuffs are locked in the library, what number do you call? How do you go from point A to, basically many of the things they've all touched on. I had worked on this before, and I felt the need to share this resource. So just take a screenshot and have access to it if you want it. So thank you, everyone. I hope I did not spend more than 15 minutes. I tried. 14 minutes, 29 seconds. The GTA workshop really helped. Thank you so much.